Hi, my name is Brittany Theodore. I'm a fourth-year sociology student here at UC, and today I'll be presenting my research on the perpetuation of poverty through cobalt mining in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So currently with the global shift towards renewable energy sources, the demand for minerals like cobalt, which is needed for the production of rechargeable batteries, has risen significantly. And this is largely due to the rise of electric vehicle use that came out of the Paris Agreement in 2015, which I've highlighted on this graph. So this graph shows mine production in the 1,000 metric tons from 2010 to 2023. So since the Paris Agreement was established, there has been about a 170% increase in cobalt production. So the unique geographical region of the copper belt within the DRC plays a pivotal role in this part of as a source of extraction, contributing to nearly 70% of the world's cobalt production. So the geography that runs through the southeastern part of the DRC, so that's going to be what's colored green on this map, positions the deposit of cobalt closer to the surface, making it shallow enough for it to be accessible without the need for heavy equipment, making artisanal mining even possible. So to give some context as to what artisanal mining is, it is different to large-scale mining as it is characterized by rudimentary techniques. There's limited mechanization, so often miners will be using shovel picks, or they will be using their hands, or they'll be using physical extraction. There is also minimal regulatory oversight. It's important to note that artisanal mining exists as a comparatively well-paying job. However, the risks and repercussions, particularly in the long term, negate this increased pay. Additionally, the expansion of mining concessions into communities and neighborhoods result in a lack of alternative occupation, often forcing Congolese individuals to labor in these mines. So, the exploitation that's prevalent in artisanal mining plays a significant role in perpetuating poverty, and this is particularly evident in challenges concerning public health, child labor, and gender disparities, which I'll be talking about. So, as noted, artisanal mining is a particularly dangerous form of labor. Cobalt is an extremely toxic mineral, especially when lacking proper safety equipment and protection, which is very commonplace in artisanal mining. So, prolonged exposure to cobalt can result in a myriad of health conditions, and individuals are especially vulnerable to lead poisoning, respiratory conditions such as hard middle lung disease, which is very common in artisanal mining, cancer in the lung, breast, and kidney, and birth abnormalities of stillbirths. Additionally, the risk of accidents from unsupported tunnels, such as the one this young man is in the photo, or handmade tools can result in physical injury or permanent injury. The healthcare system in the DRC is also largely ill-prepared to address the scope and severity of these conditions. So, artisanal mining communities also seldom have access to even the most basic medical care. So the health risks associated with artisanal mining greatly heighten the probability of individuals becoming physically incapable of working due to these illnesses or injuries, resulting in unsustainable and unstable access to income. So the issue of child labor is often prevalent in discourse concerning artisanal mining. The UNICEF reports that there's about 40,000 children working in the mines in the south of the DRC. So if you think back to that map, that's going to be that green region. This is often a direct result of the pervasiveness of poverty, where families are often trying to meet basic needs. And child labor can be a way to ensure that families have additional income, which can make all of the difference. It can also ensure that they have some reliable income as well. Consequently, education is frequently not a viable option for many of these children, as it's often too expensive, and necessities such as food and shelter are at the forefront of a family's needs, and the benefits of an education are often too long term. Additionally, those who live in mining communities, the distance to school is simply too far for a child to consistently attend. So despite education being widely regarded as a means to break the cycle of poverty, its transformative potential remains unrealized for children who are compelled to labor in mines to help sustain their families. And with limited to no access to education, these children are often unable to acquire skills and knowledge necessary to improve their circumstances. So there are often explicit disparities concerning women that take place in artisanal mining. So women working in the mines are often regulated to lower paying jobs and lower pay compared to the male counterparts. Sexual violence is also very prevalent in the mines, which can contribute to a heightened risk of harm and disease, which we know can be financially devastating. Additionally, the sexual violence can result in pregnancy, which means there is a larger family to financially support. So while artisanal mining provides modest security to a country affected by profound poverty, the men, women, and children who mine the bulk of the world's cobalt do so with immense sacrifice for a chance for financial security. So my aim is to help guide human rights strategies and policy development in the DRC towards addressing these issues while also acknowledging the immediate needs of artisanal miners and their families. Thank you so much, and here are some additional resources.